Hello, welcome to Board Game TV. Hope your day is doing good. Today I want to give you a real quick review on a board game called Hydra. Not a playthrough, but a review, and I'll get into reasons in that in just a second. This is a game you can pick up at Walmart or Target for maybe about 30 to 35 bucks. My wife bought it for me Father's Day. It's past Father's Day, I think, at Walmart. It's better than your typical standard, Clue, Monopoly, Life, Candyland type board game. And you're beginning to see more and more, I guess you can call them board games that are in the hobby or not mainstream, begin to appear at places like Walmart, Target. It's 14 plus, but you can, a smart 10-year-old can play this, no problem. The only reason I didn't do a playthrough of this is because it takes 5 to 8 players. Now that's a big caveat for this game. 5 to 8 players. Now we did do a playthrough. It was pretty chaotic, so I wasn't able to really film it. But if you have a family with, or a lot of friends, a big family, and you can do the 5 to 8 players, then this is a game you might be wanting to look at to get. And especially if you love Marvel. This is basically a deduction game. However, it does have the Marvel theme to it, the comics, the movies, whichever you prefer. And basically, the gist of it is some people are actually S.H.I.E.L.D., some people are actually Hydra. Hydra's trying to destroy New York, and you don't know who the Hydra is, and of course, if you're Hydra, you're secretly working to win. And if you're, S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, you're trying to save the day. I will comment, however, on the art style. If you can see, this is the art style of the product. Honestly, not not something I would be too superly into, but however, it is a decent art style. So if you like Marvel, you like deduction games, and you are able to have 5 to 8 people in order to play this is a good party game, that type of thing. And if you're okay with the animation type style, then this is a game you might want to check out. Like I said, you can easily get it at Target or Walmart. It's not expensive. Who knows, it may even go on sale at some point in time. But I'm going to open it up, show you how the layout goes, and basically show you how a turn plays and what can go on. Okay, so basically the quick version is you set the board up in your New York City, and you have a pile of attack cards, okay? And you have the Stark Avengers Tower, and that's the health of New York City, and it starts at 27. And of course, Hydra wins if the health gets all the way down to 1. There you go. Or 0. There you go. So each round you're going to be drawing attack cards, and I want to show you what attack cards kind of look like. Okay. These are definitely Hydra cards, and these of course are shield cards. So when you play attack cards, you can play, and that's like +4. That's how much damage you would do to a villain, and we'll get into that in a second. But play a Hydra card and that kind of thing, then -4 damage to the villain, that type of thing. And then when you, of course, use cards, they go into a discard pile right there. Now they have a good thing on here. If you have 5 players, 3 will be S.H.I.E.L.D., 2 will be Hydra, and if you have 6, 4 will be S.H.I.E.L.D., 2 will be Hydra. If you have 7, 4 will be S.H.I.E.L.D., 3 will be Hydra, and if you have 8, 5 will be S.H.I.E.L.D., and 3 will be, of course, Hydra. So, and there's a neat little thing in there where at the beginning, once you find out who you are, you have this little rule. It says everybody close your eyes. Then Hydra agents, open your eyes and look at each other. Okay. Then Hydra agents, close your eyes. everyone open your eyes. So you gotta have some level of trust when you play this game. You can't have little peekers just looking through and seeing, hey, I know who's Hydra. Okay, so it comes with a player token. You know, this determines your first player here and that kind of thing. And then you have your heroes. And here's Captain America. And he has a special ability, like before votes are started, because you know you're going to vote on this, you're able to vote with 2 hands for this single round of voting in this knockout phase. This gives you 2 votes. I'm not going to go through what every hero does, but you have Captain America, Black Widow, Nick Fury, Sharon Carter, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, the Hulk, She-Hulk, Iron Man, Quake, Daredevil, Elektra, Black Panther, and Wasp. Now, as far as villains go, they got a lot of villains. And of course, the ultimate villain is the Red Skull. But if you see, we got a villain stack right here. And if you can see, I'm going to show you the front of the cards and the back of the cards. As you can see, you have a 1 Hydra symbol on some villain cards, and you have a 2 Hydra symbol on some villain cards, and you have a 3 Hydra symbol on some villain cards. So what you do is you have a whole villain stack, and you place 1. This is like the least tough, and this is Crossbones. He only has 4 health, and he does 5 city damage each turn. He's expert marksman. Reveal the top 2 attack cards from the draw pile and place them in the center. They will be included in this team's attack this offensive. So basically what you want to do is they do give you a lot of villains to draw from. You take 1 skull Hydra symbol villain, 2 random Hydra symbol villains with 2 symbols. In this case it's Constrictor and Baron von Strucker. And then 1 3 Hydra symbol villain, which is Ultron. Of course, you don't look, and you randomly pick, and you place the 3 Hydra villain on the bottom, the 2 Hydra skull villains, the 2 Hydra symbol villains, and then the 1 Hydra symbol villain on top. And then, of course, they will go over the Red Skull. He's the final villain. He does 6 steady damage each turn, all hell, and as you see, he has 13 health. So your goal is to basically work through and beat, you go against the 1 Hydra symbol villain, which is Crossbones. Then you got to try to beat these 2 guys, and then the 3rd, and then finally you get to the Red Skull and you beat him. And if you can beat him, you win the game. And, they have Bob, Agent of Hydra, Whiplash, Grim Reaper, the Abomination, Arnim Zola, Madam Mask, Baron Zemo, the Kingpin, Green Goblin, MODOK, Taskmaster, Super Adaptoid, and Madam Hydra. So they got some pretty cool villains in there. And then you have your loyalty tokens here. As you can see, what you do, this is how you determine who is who. As you can see, if you have like 5 players, of course it says you take 3 shield, 3 are going to be shield, 2 are going to be Hydra. So you would take the Hydra and the shield, you'd mix them up, pass them out, and whoever picks up the token, you don't let nobody else know that. You find out who you are. And so basically, that's the gist of this game. Of course, you're going to be attacking, and of course you have deduction things, and of course they have like certain things in here, like like no specifics. Like you cannot say I put in a blue 3 and 4. I contributed the best blue card in the game. Did you put that? Did you put in that red -5? This is very good. However, they kind of give you, these are okay to say, this is bad, I put in a good card, one of those bad cards is mine, don't blame me, I contributed a good card, and that kind of stuff. If you're knocked out of a mission, you can rejoin the team after the upcoming mission is over. If you're knocked out, you still get to vote. that kind of stuff. You can communicate really good. You can lie. So you don't have to be Mr. Truth Teller the whole time. That type of thing. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun since we were able to lie like we were, and we kind of limited the questions. We used a lot of judgment calls on the questions, going off their basic, what you can and cannot say type of thing. So if we went too specific, you couldn't really do it, but you can kind of be vague about stuff like that. But I know there was one time where I lied, and I said I put in a good card. I put in a blue card, but I was lying the whole time. I was actually a hydra guy. So that type of, you can do all that kind of fun stuff, and it's pretty cool, And then once you realize who's working against who, you can team up with other people. But that's what I try to do. I see my daughter thought she was Miss Smarty Pants, and she tried to figure out and thought that CJ, my son, was secretly Hydra, and he was, because he can't keep a straight face about some things. So she wanted to team up with me, and was like, okay, we gotta take him out. And I was like, sure. But the whole time I was secretly helping him because I was really Hydra, and she never really expected that I was ever Hydra. So the fun you can have with that. Okay. And that's basically it. You're just gonna draw cards, play cards, try to damage the villain as much as you can before they take down New York, and go through all the villains. That's Hail Hydra. It's surprisingly, you can surprisingly get a lot of fun for a $30 game here. It does have a good theme to it. Now, even though I don't like the art style particularly, it does feel very much Marvel-esque. You do get that Marvel feeling to it. You do get that theme to it. And if you know any of the characters at all, and from the comics or maybe even the movies, it's really neat to try to role play as some of them and everything like that. So that's pretty cool. So it does have that theme to it. And you get decent components, not a whole lot of stuff. Here's basically your freaking health tokens and stuff like that, and defense tokens, shield defense disc and stuff that you can play. And it's basically, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Dark Gothic, where you got to go through several villains, but more of but it's a deduction style type, trying to guess who's the baddie, who's on your side, who's not type thing. The game didn't last that long. It only lasted about 45 minutes, and that was really because I was really mainly trying to explain more of the rules and stuff, and goofing off. Now, the laughing and the goofing off kind of thing contributed to that. But hell, it could have took longer. We could have goofed off a hell of a lot more, I can tell you that. So this is a good game worth getting, but the big caveat for it is if you could only get together 5 through 8 people. I know it's kind of hard. Every now and then a special occasion may come up where you can get as many people together, and then actually being able to play the game could be a little difficult as well. It's getting those people to play it. But if 5 to 8 people and you can get together with them often enough, and you know they like to play games, and you can get them to play the games, then hey, you can't go wrong with this. It's Marvel. It's $30. It's easily, you can easily go to any Walmart, Target, and pick it up, and it's a good party game, and you'll have a surprising amount of fun with it. Trying to fool and con people, and then just have all around, lying and trickery. So that's Hail Hydra. I hope to see you next time. Until then, have fun.